Good afternoon and greetings from Geneva, the headquarters of Oak Foundation. I really want to thank you for inviting Oak Foundation to be part of the opening of the new master's program of psychosocial intervention for children and families. As a graduate of Columbia University's program in social work, I can think of nothing more exciting than to be with you today with your new students, the teaching faculty, and supporters for the government in this landmark program. At Oak Foundation, we've supported child protection work in Bulgaria for many, many years, everything from deinstitutionalization to setting standards, but we really see this as a landmark development for Bulgaria and for the university, because we're recognizing social work as a profession, one that is fundamental for serving vulnerable children and families. And when we do that at the educational level, it represents a sustainable and firm commitment that this matters in the lives of children going forward. We also see this as a real marker in the leadership of the new Bulgarian university and the pioneering spirit of those leaders who imagined, created, and got behind this new program. The creation of a social work profession at the master's level is revolutionary, a quiet revolution in many ways, in terms of servicing children and families. We need a strong workforce that is on the front lines to make sure that they're seeing, problem solving, supporting those most in need. We cannot imagine a health clinic without doctors, a school system without teachers, nor should we imagine a community without social workers who are there to lift up and realize the potential of every child and family in our communities. As Nelson Mandela has said, and many others, there can be no keener revolution of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. I believe this is one representation of how we do that going forward. As a donor committed to children's rights and the prevention of child sexual abuse in Bulgaria and beyond, I'm very inspired by the leaders who have actually made this happen today. That includes Dr. Galina Markova, Dr. Bochkov, Minister Petkov, Professor Stankova, and Dr. Mativa. Thank you so much for your vision in terms of bringing forward a professional and clear program that put children at the center. The Oak Foundation has supported child protection in Bulgaria since the early 2000s. That places us in a very unique position where we can observe in an objective way the progress over the past 15 plus years. And what we have seen from the first investments in 2003 to today is a real transformation. A system that in the early 2000s relied heavily on institutionalization and states that care for children to one that shifts and put family and children at the center for their well-being. One that gives little regard to individuals' realities and their lived experiences, what they need, their strengths, to one that looks at resilience and children's rights at the center of their work. These are all fundamental cultural and mental changes, not just technical shifts. At the center of this mental shift is a belief in children's rights and the role of the social worker in implementing that. Taking a rights-based approach will make the difference between being a professional social worker and someone with the title of social worker. A social worker is not a social worker unless we fully believe and practice our craft in a way that puts three fundamental children's rights principles at the center of everything we do. We must think about the dignity of the child, treat children and families the way we ourselves would want to be treated, the way we would want our family members to be treated. We must also have a clear commitment to non-discrimination, whether a child comes from a certain ethnic group, from a poor community, that we treat them all the same and believe they all have the same potential. And lastly, we really must believe in the voice and participation of children and families in every decision that impacts their lives. This is what child rights-based social work practice means, and this is the difference between a professional social worker and a non-professional social worker. This program that you're about to launch from what I see, is built on these ethos and the firm commitment to children's rights. And it is as much about how we do our craft as what we do. It requires a deep belief in the power of the individual and the family, and respect and understanding, even under adversity. The program will teach you a number of skills, that is for sure. You'll learn casework, you'll learn the ecological model, but the real true test in embracing this program and this profession is a focus on how we're doing our work, believing that the individual is at the center, that we are a servant, that we believe in their strengths and the resilience, and we're there advocating with them and for them, and not just at them. That is the greatest lesson I learned as a young social work student at Columbia that I carried with me throughout my career. And I hope that this program and all of you will continue to build on some of the great practice that's happened in Bulgaria through the leadership of the New Bulgarian University and others in the field who really put children and families at the center. I really want to congratulate all of you again on this major development. I want to wish you luck as you launch this new program, and I'm really looking forward to learning from you and your experience as you go through the next year or so, and to see how this continually lifts up the profession of social work within Bulgaria to make a difference in children's and families' lives. Thank you.